Well, good morning, everyone. Sorry about that. Sorry about the late start. Had some internet issues here this morning. Um, so I just wanted to say thank you and good morning. And this is a tutorial on how to use ePlan in the state of Alabama. As many of you may know, this year is the first year that Alabama will be accepting ePlan as an option to submit Tier 2 reports. A little bit about myself. My name is Matthew Marshall. I'm the ePlan State Tier 2 Coordinator for the University of Texas, Dallas, which is where ePlan is housed. At this time, we have 9 states that use ePlan to have their Tier 2 reports submitted and allowed. And I will go through on how to do that and which states are involved and how we can submit the Tier 2 reports moving forward. Today, I wanted you to know that the questions, if you have any, please type them to me, and I will answer them at the end of this presentation. This presentation should be about 30 to 35 minutes with questions and answers after that. Without any further ado, we will get started. So, ePlan is used to submit your EPCRA Tier 2 reports under 40 CFR 37010, who must comply with submitting a Tier 2 report are as follows. You must report if OSHA requires you to have on site the MSDS or SDS for a hazardous chemical, and if either of the two following conditions are met. The first one is it's an EHS chemical, which is an extremely hazardous substance at 500 pounds or the threshold planning quantity. The threshold planning quantity, whichever is less. To find out if your chemical is an EHS or what the threshold planning quantity is, you must look at the EPA's consolidated list of lists. So there are many chemicals out there, about approximately 300 chemicals on the EHS list of lists. And you can find that by Googling it or on the ePlan website, and I will show you that at the end of the presentation. If it is a non-EHS chemical, that's the other chemicals that OSHA requires you to have an SDS on site for, that threshold is 10,000 pounds. And the reason for pounds is the EPA, or you can measure solids, liquids, or gases in pounds. So let me reiterate that one more time. An EHS chemical present at your facility at any one time, not cumulative over the year, but at any one time that meets the threshold of 500 pounds or the threshold planning quantity, whichever is least. So there are certain chemicals out there with a threshold planning quantity of 500 pounds, such as sulfuric acid. Chlorine gas is 100 pounds at any one time. Non-EHSs, again, is 10,000 pounds. Moving forward, I know I've gotten a lot of questions, and I will try to answer them right now. I am not able to tell you whether or not you have to submit a Tier 2 report. What I can tell you is, if it's an EHS and you have it on site and it's 500 pounds or the threshold planning quantity, whichever is least, then you must submit a Tier 2 report. If it is a non-EHS, and then it's 10,000 pounds or greater. That is the answers that I can give. I can't tell you yes or no whether you need to submit or not. Okay, so the website is erplan.net. erplan.net is our online Tier 2 e-submittal. When you click on erplan.net, you use the green Tier 2 e-submittal login page. And when I click in my login page, it takes me to my online Tier 2 reporting system. There's a lot of good information on here. If you need more information on a webinar, we do have another one tomorrow at 10 a.m. as well. So if you have to miss this one or have to leave and you want to access tomorrow's, I believe we still have a few spots available and you're able to click on the red ePlan Webinar Tier 2 Submitters, register now. Number 2, completed Tier 2 forms for reporting year 2016 are due by March 1st, 2017 by 11:59 p.m. Let me say that one more time. This report is due March 1st, 2017. If you submit it after March 1st, 2017, you could be fined by the EPA. Excuse me. Number 3, there is an administrative fee for those of you that are submitting in Alabama. That is $25, and that goes to the University of Texas at Dallas as an administrative fee. I will tell you right now that administrative fee must be received before the March deadline in order for you to be compliant in submitting your Tier 2 report. But you can use the online payment for submitting. Number 4, for 2016 reporting year, 9 states allow you to use ePlan: Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Mississippi, Montana, New York, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Tennessee. Warren County, Ohio, as well as many counties in Virginia. And there's a list there under number 4 for those of you can look at that. With that being said, the states that are listed, when you submit your Tier 2 report, you are in compliance with the state, but you may not be in compliance with your LEPC or your fire department. In the counties, you would be compliant with the counties and possibly the local fire departments. So if you have questions on that, please email me. I do not answer my phone at this point. It's just ringing too much. So please email me your questions with your phone number, and I can return your call if I can't answer the question over email. So please do not call me. And then lastly, number 7, ePlan Online Tier 2 Training Video. Click here. Currently, we have many videos on YouTube on how to submit Tier 2 reports. Okay, moving over. If you have submitted to Alabama in the past, and this is your first time using ePlan, there is an Access ID for you. You will need to use the Contact Us button at the bottom and ask us for your Access ID. And we can send that to you with the password so you can then log in and use the information that's already in the system. If no one has ever submitted a Tier 2 report, then we use the Create an Account. But if your company has submitted a Tier 2 report in the past, anyone that has submitted a Tier 2 report in the past, please use the Contact Us button at the bottom, and we can send you your Access ID with the password. So once you receive your Access ID, you're able to log in using your password that we give you, and you can sign in. If you've never submitted an ePlan or a Tier 2 report before, this is where you would use the Create a New Account. Once I log in, this is the screen that will come up, and we are now submitting the EPGAR through 12 Tier 2 report. So since we will have previous years Tier 2 reporting in here, you will see 2015, possibly 2014, maybe even 2013 in your current filed years. What I will need to do, though, is copy the data from a previous year to the current year, which is 2016. So I will use my drop-down, and I will click on 2015, and then I will copy it to 2016. Once I copy it to 2016, I click my Copy Data. And when I click my Copy Data, it will show 2016 at the bottom. I will then click on 2016, which will take me to my online filing home. On my online filing home, this is where I have multiple facilities already on, and you would have this as well if you've submitted Tier 2 reports before. So as I log in, I can get my information. So First thing I want to do is make sure my information is correct. Okay. If I have multiple facilities at the top, I'm able to search those multiple facilities. If I need help with the legend of what the buttons mean, please click on the legend help. If I need to add a new facility, because we've never submitted a report before, I click add a new facility. And if I did not have any chemicals in a facility over the last year, then I need to delete a facility. And I could do that in here as well. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to click on the cutting edge planning and training, or actually I think we're doing ABC Chemical. And when I click on that, it takes me to my facility information page. This is where I need to make sure my information, make sure my information is correct as it is logged in. So I will make sure my facility name and company name are correct. This is where I can add facility notes. So if I have a chemical that's only been on site for half a year, I can type in here chemical XYZ we no longer use as of July 2016. So I can put that information in here. I need to put my physical address as well as my mailing address. As I move down to my location, this is where I will need to validate my latitude and longitude to make sure that it is correctly showing up in ePlan. So I click on my validate latitude and longitude, and it will show me a Google map. I can then use my mouse to move the flag over to where my facility may be, and it will automatically change my latitude and longitude. And then I click update latitude and longitude. Please do this year. As I move further on, I'm going to check and see if it is manned or unmanned. Maximum number of occupants at any one time. That's what the law states. Maximum number of occupants at any one time. So if you have the possibility of having 500 people on site with contractors and employees and office workers, then you need to put that number in here. Maximum number at any one time. Then you need to check what type of facility you are. If you're a 302 facility, if you're a 312, Tier 2 reporting facility, if you're a TRI facility, you have to check the 313 button. And if you're an RMP facility, you must check the 112R box here. Under the submission, if you've never submitted before, this will either be blank or say State of Alabama, State of Florida. You must put in the name of the person that is certifying the Tier 2 report. Okay, that's the name and official title of the owner-operator or their authorized representative to sign this report. And then I click Save and Continue to move on to my next. Under my facility identification, I must put an NAICS code as well as a Dun & Bradstreet. I must have those two things in here. All right, so as I do my NAICS code, I type in my value, and please then click on what it is. Because once I click on what it is, it will change my description in my description field. Okay, so I'm going to click on it to change my description field. And then I'm going to click Add to move it on. This is where I will put my TRI number. This will also be where I put my state ID number. Alabama is requiring a state ID number. If you know your 6-digit state ID number, please put it in. If you do not have a state ID number, at this point, please type in TEMP, T-E-M-P. Please type in TEMP under your state ID, and then the state will go in later on and add that number in for you. So let me say that again. Alabama is requiring a state ID number that you must put in. If you do not have your number, please put state ID under the value. ID value is temp. Okay? Thank you. If you have questions on that, please get with me. And then we clicked Add and Next. Under my documents, this is where I can upload my documents. I can upload a site plan. I can upload a SDS for my chemicals. I can upload many different things that you feel that your first responders could use, such as emergency response plans and things like that. Also, please get with your local jurisdictions to make sure that you are uploading what is required, because some jurisdictions require you uploading site plans and safety plans. Under my, when I click next, it'll take me to my add in contact, but at this point, I don't need to add a contact, I just need to edit the contacts that I have. So I can click my contact list at the top, which will give me a drop down of all my contacts. Oh, sorry. Oh, wrong way. Okay. When I click my contact list, this will give me the person that I need to have in. Also, I must have 3 separate emergency contacts. Or, I'm sorry, 3 separate contacts. 1, the owner-operator. 2, the emergency contact. And 3 is the Tier 2 information contact. I must have all 3 of those as 3 separate entities. And each one of those must have a name, mail address, phone number, as well as the emergency contact must have a 24-hour contact number. And this is where I can add the facilities that this emergency contact, under facility association, I can add which one if that contact is in multiple facilities. Now, under my chemical list, this is where I check my chemicals. Under my chemical list, I have to have a CAS number put in. Now, if I know the CAS number for my chemical, I can just type it in, click look up, and it will give me a drop down of the chemicals that are involved, and I just click on that. If I don't have a CAS number, if it's a chemical that does not have a CAS number, or if it's a mixture, we can put a CAS number as zeros, and then a chemical name of XYZ mixture chemical, and then under my chemical mixture page, I can then put that in there. Then I must say how many days on site it is, if the chemical is identical as last year, my physical state of that chemical, my hazards, my health effects, and then my quantity. My maximum daily amount in pounds at any one time, not cumulative. Let me reiterate that. It's not cumulative. So if I have 1 pound a day for 300 days, that means I have 300 pounds. No. I have 1 pound a day and it never moves, I only have 1 pound. So if I have an anhydrous ammonia tank that has 30,000 pounds and it doesn't change all year, my maximum daily is 30,000 pounds. My average daily is 30,000 pounds. If you report below the threshold, meaning it's not a requirement under EPCRA, then it'll automatically check this box. ePlan will determine if you are under the threshold when it comes to the threshold planning. And then I save and continue. When I save and continue, it will take me to my storage location. This is where I put in where I store the chemical. So I type in my storage type. So if it is sulfuric acid batteries, I'm going to click batteries. And then I'm going to do pressure type, which would be ambient pressure for batteries. And then my temperature is ambient temperature. Okay? But as you see up here, I have building 3, my location. Under building, this is my location, I put in where it would be found. So if it is sulfuric acid batteries and they are in forklifts, I would type forklifts throughout facility. Or then I can add a separate location. So if I have sulfuric acid battery charging station, I would type in storage type would be battery, pressure type would be the same at ambient temperature, location would be charging bank north side of building, and then the amount at that location is 30,000 pounds. So I will put my information of where. Just remember, as you put your storage locations and chemical information, that a first responder will be using this in making a safe response to your facility. That is where this information is going, to the first responders, to assist you. Now, under my mixture components, so in my first one, my chemical information, I put in zeros, and then mixture was sulfuric acid batteries or just batteries. This is where I would add my mixtures for the batteries. So I would put my CAS number and my component, all right, which is the name. Whether it's an EHS, it'll automatically check that box. The physical state of how it is, so if it's sulfuric acid, I would put my sulfuric acid, it would be a liquid, and then amount, and then percentages at that. And then I can put my maximum percentages. So if I had this mixture, it was chlorine at 10% and sodium thiophosphate at 90%. All right, and then I can edit those if I need to. So I will go back to that one more time. If I need to do batteries, because most people have trouble with batteries, there's two different ways that you could submit. You could submit it as one thing with batteries and then one amount, all right? Or you can do it as a mixture. And the mixture would be under here. All right? And that is up to you on how you want to submit. Once I've gone through my chemicals, I've added, I've taken away, I've changed my amounts, I then click my Validate Records. When I validate my record, this will tell me if I've done anything wrong or if I've done things right. So as I can see here, most of you are going to get this warning. Your description code differs from the official description code. So now I have to click on Edit this. It will take me back to my facility identification page, and I need to change my official description under my NAICS code. So instead of firefighter training school, it's going to be other technical and trade schools now. So I need to put that in. Just like my ABC Chemical, NAICS 11111 is not the most recent list. So I need to fix that error. By clicking any one of these blue, it will take me to that. Also, if my latitude and longitude does not show up in the county that it should be in, it will cause me to edit it. Once I've gone back and edited the information, when I validate the program again, it will come back and say it has checked all, passed, everything. Once I've passed, I go to my Upload Data to ePlan. I click on my Upload Data to ePlan. It takes me to my Submit Information. As you can see, my validation passed. This one not passed. Still not filed. I check the box next to the one that I want to file. I add in email addresses to who I want to send this to, and then I click Submit. When I click Submit, it will take me to my payment page. I will click how I'm going to pay, credit card. Click Submit. Once I click Submit, it will take me to my invoice page. This is where I can download my invoice and then also pay by credit card. If I click on this, it will take you to the link for PayPal, and then you're able to file it. Once I go into PayPal and pay it, it will automatically come back, and this box will become filed. And this will say paid. Once that happens, I have completed my 2016 Tier 2 report, and I am in compliance with the state of Alabama. Then I must go through the system and print a PDF. It'll also email you a PDF, and it will no longer say draft on it, and we can send that to your local jurisdictions. Here is my contact information, and like I said, please don't call me at this point. There's just too many. too busy, but my email address, you're more than welcome to email me at any time in order to get the information that's requested. Okay. So please write this down if you need it. You also got emails from me about this webinar. So right now I will look at the questions and see how many questions I have. Oh. There's one question so far, and it says, if I already use ePlan to file for Florida facilities, can I use the same Access ID and password to file Alabama site, or do I need to use a separate? At this point, you will be given a separate Access ID, but in the future, after March 1st, after the deadline, we will be able to combine them under one Access ID. That is correct. So please email us your company's information, meaning company name and address, and we can send you the Access ID for Alabama. But then later on, we will be able to enter that under one Access ID. Okay. So now, I am going to go on the website. Make sure that I'm still sharing. Okay. I'm going to go on the website and I'm going to log in. And I'm going to quickly submit a Tier 2 report for you. So if I go to 2016 and I am in my facilities, as you can see, I have 3 facilities. As you can also see, none of them are filed. Not filed, not filed, not filed. Okay. So what I will do is add a new facility. When I add a new facility, I'm going to type in my facility name is test. My company name is also test. My facility notes, my address, 123 Main Street. We'll just say it's in that county. I don't know the zip for Birmingham. Let me look it up real quick. Three 5005. It's the same. And I'm going to look up my latitude and longitude because I need to find it. Now I'm going to validate that latitude and longitude. Let's see. All right, 123 Main Street. That's where it is. Perfect. I'm going to update it. It is manned with 10 people. I'm going to be a 302 facility. And my submission is Matthew Marshall, VP. Save and continue. I need to put in my Dun & Bradstreet, which is NA because I don't have one. Add my SIC code, NAICS code, which is, we'll do we are a dry pea and bean farm. Add. All right, and I'm not going to add the state ID on here right now because it's going to take me there after. Next. Master ID number under the state field. Ready? TEMP. Update. All right, contact list. I need to add a new contact. going to be my emergency contact because I need emergency contact. Or what I can do, I will just go through here. My phone number, and it's going to be my 24-hour ad. And I'm going to associate this with this facility. That's my current facility. I'm going to make it my owner-operator as well, add. I'm also going to make it my Tier 2 information contact, add as well. Okay, so now this facility has, current facility has contact list of 3 contacts, and now my chemical list. I need to add a new chemical. So when I add my new chemical, I'm going to put zeros, and I'm going to put so if you're, let's just say, okay, 366. It is a mixture. It is a liquid. It is a fire, sudden release, and reactive hazard, acute and chronic. And I'm going to have 10,000 pounds. And I'm going to have 10,000 pounds because they don't leave. And my largest container is 2,000 pounds because I have 5 batteries on site. Save and continue. Storage type, batteries. Ambient pressure, ambient temperature. Location, fork lifts. And each of those have, what did I say, 2,000 pounds. Add. Then I'm going to say battery, ambient, ambient, location, charging station at rear of store, 4,000 pounds. Add. I'm going to click next. Mixture components. Sulfuric. I'm going to look it up. Actually, exit out of that, and I know it's an EHS. Sulfuric acid. Use that chemical. Sulfuric acid. It is in a liquid. Maximum code. Percentage. We're going to say it is 90% by volume. Add. Lead. Look up. Use chemical, right? It's not an EHS, right? Lead is not an EHS. It's a solid. Percentage, 10% by volume. Add. This is one way to do it if you know the numbers. Next. Oh. Okay. Now I go back to my Tier 2 filing management. As I go down to my test, we're ready to go. Validate my record. Okay. So my to test says that's the wrong county. Okay. So then I have to go in and edit that. So let's go in and edit it. So I click on edit. And It's in Jefferson County, so I need to scroll down, change this to Jefferson County. Okay. Save and continue. And now I click Validate Record again. My test. Error, at least 2 phone numbers needed, including a 24-hour number. Okay, so let's fix that. So, need 2 phone numbers. Next. Good. Validate. All right, the last thing is I need the emergency address for owner-operator. All right, so I need to put my address in. Save and continue. Now validate record. And the last one is I need a facility emergency contact because it is a 302 facility. So add a new contact. Now, if I can change that by going to my contact information, I can click edit. When I go here, I do facility association. I need to do a facility emergency coordinator for a 302. I check the box, I click add. Now that person is in there. Click my validate record. It has passed. Okay? My test has passed. I upload data to ePlan. I have passed. My upload data to ePlan has passed. I check my box. I click submit. Takes me to my payment. I'm going to do a credit card. Submit. And now I have 2 bills. And I need to pay each of them by credit card. And I can download my invoice to get my information, or I can cancel the invoice if I need to. All right, so now let's go back to the questions to see if there is any more questions. I have one. I've used Tier 2 report and have received confirmation from ADEM. Do I still have to complete this process? No. If you've already submitted and received your information from ADEMS, you're good for the future. This is just information for you for next year. All right. I will put my contact information up one more time. And if you need to get a hold of me, here's my email address. Please, like I said, please do not call me as I am busy with telephone calls as it is. Oh, one more thing I want to show you that I didn't show. On my ePlan website, if I go to erplan.net, on the left-hand side, this is my Tier 2 list of lists. EPCRA Title III Consolidated List of Lists. I click on that and it takes me to the EPA website, and I am able to download my consolidated list of lists. And then I'm able to search to see where that information is. Okay. I don't have any more questions, so I want to say thank you for all of you that attended. Here's my information one more time, and I hope to hear from you soon that this was a great experience for you, and this video will be up on YouTube within the next 2 days. So again, thank you and have a great day.